Right. Moving right along. You know what though, Mrs. Behead? You know what, Mrs. Behead? I heard a question along. Someone had a question before. Something about, yes, yes. Motherhood. I want to ask you, Mrs. Behead, what about motherhood? Oh, well, motherhood. Is motherhood good? No, motherhood's so bad. You know, I mean, I'm so tired of hearing all these things about motherhood being good, because when it's really bad, you know what makes motherhood so bad? Is what makes motherhood so bad is like, it does bad things like giving children a role model and giving children a good parent. It also supports the sexist chauvinist theory of keeping women in a kitchen and barefoot and pregnant. How sexist, how dehumanizing. Now, motherhood's not good at all. Oh, how about that, Mrs. Behead? Learn something new every day. Yeah, well, well, another thing is, too, someone heard someone asking, too, about the family unit. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the family unit. What about the family unit? Like mentioned before, women should not be tied down or oppressed anymore. We women should not be expected to stay home and wash the dishes while we should be out in the corporate buildings, being CEOs and running the world. I mean, let the men do things in the kitchen. Let the men change the diapers. And let the men wash the dishes. And let the men breastfeed the babies. Yeah, I don't see why a man can't breastfeed the baby. No, we shouldn't do it. We should be running the world. How about that, Mrs. Behead? Men breastfeeding the babies. Interesting. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, well, it's all in a feminist logic. And it's also been said, too, that men are physically stronger than women. So, that's true. Men are physically stronger than women, and we're so oppressed. So, but, men should not ever lift one finger against a woman. Men should not ever do anything to a woman. Yet, if a woman stabs a man in the eye, that's okay, because since a man is stronger and is not oppressed, he can probably grow another eye where he's been stabbed in the eye. Ha! How about that? Ha 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 ha. So, if you can stab a man in the eye, go ahead, because a man's strong and he's not oppressed like we are. He can probably grow another eye, something like that. Interesting. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, anyway, moving right along. Where was I? All right. Yeah, a man, it should be no problem if a man stabbed an eye. Oh, another thing, too. I heard another, person on the street say, what about why do these feminists get so upset? What about all these feminist world leaders? Probably lots of feminists, well, there's female world leaders like the British, the Queen, there was a British Prime Minister who was female once. Oh, well, we're still oppressed, so that doesn't count. I gotcha. Yeah, there's plenty of female world leaders, but still doesn't count. We're still oppressed. Interesting. Huh, how about that? Yeah, it's all, we never have enough power. No matter how much power we ever get, we'll always still be oppressed. That's the feminist way. Interesting. And a woman should be allowed anywhere, but men should be not allowed in certain areas. We women should have it all, and men shouldn't have squat. But, other than that, we're still oppressed. Interesting. And, oh, rape. I want to bring up an interesting topic about rape. Oh, boy, rape. That's a big one. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, rape. Well, some things I want to talk about rape. There's a lot of women, out there here from time to time, they want to please the boyfriend, the boyfriend, the husband. They're kind of tired one night, and they really don't want to play or, get funky, whatever, but they end up giving the man the pleasure. Guess what? They've been raped. It doesn't matter what the man wants. A man should not even touch a woman. Okay, so, if a woman's out there, and she says, honey, not tonight, but the guy says, well, come on, just have a little cozy, whatever, and she said, and then she tells her guy, her boyfriend or husband, she's like, okay, I'll have a little fun with you. Guess what? That's rape! Rape! You men, you filthy animals, you filthy pigs, keep your hands off the woman. Well, no means no. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, how about that? It's just so sad, so sad. We're so oppressed. And another thing, too, so many times I see a man holding a woman's hand. So if a man holds a woman's hand, even if she likes him, that man is violating a woman's space and body. He's touching her. Ew! That's so dehumanizing. We're so oppressed. A man holding a woman's hand. He's touching her. Ew! That's the. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. It's horrible. Horrible. Ah, the horrible world, isn't it, Mrs. Behead? Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, anyway, there's more things I want to say. If a man says, another thing, if a man says hi to a woman in the rain under an umbrella, that's right. If a man says hi to a woman and it's raining, that woman has an umbrella, there's no doubt that she shouldn't get a gun and blow his brains out. That's right. I mean, he's doing space violation on her. So, all you feminist sister, if a man comes to you under an umbrella and says hi to you, no matter how sweet, get yourself a gun and blow his head off. He's violating your space. You gotta get yourself a gun. I'm gonna get myself a gun. Ha! How about that, Mrs. Behead? Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Another thing I want to talk about is that the nightclub scene. The nightclub scene. I don't see why. I don't see why it isn't fit in a just and fair, equal society. A cover charge is $200 for a man. A cover charge is $200 a night for a man in a nightclub bar. $200 cover charge, and he's not allowed to look at women. And he has to dress however the club deems fit, thanks to our awesome manginas or slave manginas. That's right. A man has to spend $200 to go to a club, dress however the club sees fit, and he must do whatever he's told. But we women, well, we only have to pay $5 cover charge, if not free, and we can wear whatever we want, and we can rape any man or child that we like. That's right. But other than that, we're still oppressed. So I wanted to talk about the nightclub scene. That's right. A man has to pay $200 for a nightclub. We only pay $5. A man can't do anything in a nightclub. Can't look at a woman, whatever. We can rape anybody, kill anybody, stab anybody in the eye. We can dress however we want, like in slut walk. But you know what? We're still oppressed. Interesting. Really interesting indeed, Mrs. Behead. For a Martian. What? Go on, Mrs. Behead. Oh, well, whatever. Anyways, even through this a bit, a lot of people say there's a few bad men out there. There's a lot of bad apples. Only a few bad men are out there. Let's face it. You might think there's a few bad men out there, but all men are responsible. Women are oppressed. So, whatever a woman wants to put in the media should be shown. But men's voices should be censored because they're filthy animal. But other than that, we're still oppressed. And, another thing, even the man-childs, even the young boys, if an 8-year-old boy, even an 8-year-old boy must be held in contempt. I mean, can you imagine if an 8-year-old boy actually calls his 30-year-old teacher cute? Oh, that's like so sexual harassment. Even an 8-year-old boy must never, ever, ever call his 30-year-old teacher cute. That's so like sexual harassment. I mean, don't you all you people realize that we truly are the victims? We're the victims. We're the victims. We're so oppressed. We're so oppressed. We're the victims. We're the victims. We're the victims. Oh, how about that, Mrs. Behead? Ha 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 ha. Yes.